To be honest, I feel like I had some really good help from several older brothers to get used to the idea of being in ministry and what it would be like. So this isn't so much something that I wasn't told as it is something they couldn't possibly have prepared me for that's been hard for me to get used to. And that is the fact that especially when we're talking about people work and the job of encouraging people, bearing their burdens with them and guiding them, shepherding them through their problems, it's just never done. If your church is healthy, you're always uncovering more problems or they're being brought to you. And so I've learned what Paul means when he talks about being sorrowful but always rejoicing. I think that I just live with a low grade, sometimes high grade sense of sorrow over what my people are experiencing. And that makes it difficult for me to engage my family well in the evenings or on the weekends. It makes it sometimes tough for me to focus on my sermon writing when I need to really hunker down and get that done. And I've realized that I didn't come into pastoral ministry prepared for unfinished work like that, which is kind of what my people's problems feel like to me. I came to ministry straight out of the academic world where I thought of rest as something I could do when I'd worked enough to earn it. So, whatever was on tap for that week in whatever class I was taking or teaching, I would finish those tasks before I would sleep, and I'd only get as much sleep as was left over after those tasks were done, but the sleep was the reward for the finished work. And I brought that kind of mentality with me into the ministry. And it works a little bit, I guess, when I'm talking about sermon prep, but when you're talking about people's problems that you feel responsible for, in a healthy church, again, you're always going to be turning up new ones. It's just never over. And so I just feel like I've been repenting and believing every day over my idolatrous obsession with solving those problems myself, with taking Jesus role as my own, and with requiring like my finished work for me to rest rather than resting in His finished work for people. I think there's some sin involved in that I'm trying to repent of every day. And I think some of it is just that's the job and it's hard. And So it's teaching me to trust God in a deeper way than I ever have.